What is going on, you guys? We got ourselves a brand new Solo trailer. I actually posted on Facebook about this time last week saying this next week I think we're going to get a Solo trailer. And it looks like I was right. If you consider Sunday still part of last week, which I do just because it validates me being right about that. That being said, we're going to talk about this. There's a lot to talk about, but I gotta say, I'm still kind of lukewarm on this movie. Nothing in this trailer was like really like, oh my gosh. But I mean, that doesn't mean there's anything awful in this trailer. It's just, you know, all right. So a cool thing at the beginning, I think one of the coolest parts, we get to see a Star Destroyer under construction. It doesn't look like, you know, it feels like it's missing a little something. Like, I wonder if this isn't an Imperial 2. Like, I wonder if this is an Imp 1. Or, well, it looks like it's an Imp 1 with the bridge there, but yeah, you know, I wonder if it's maybe some slight variation, like maybe a different refit or something like that. So that much is interesting. There's just a lot of beautiful scenes here. We're seeing like a couple of, you know, there's a couple of locations. Like, you know, Star Wars movies always have. I was talking about this in my live stream the other day. Is that Star Wars movies always have like 3 different main kind of color or, you know, schemes, and in this one, you know, you've got like this desert planet here is huge. Like, you've got this desert planet, you've got like the icy planet where they do this train heist, and then you got like this darker planet where you got your speed racing and stuff like that. So you know, this is going to be an important part of, you know, this whole group of villains and everything. I have a feeling this is where Han ends up meeting Chewbacca, but we'll see. We'll see. And in this, we get some great scenes with Lando. You know, Lando sitting down and, like, you know, the whole like Han showing up to gamble. I don't know if this is specifically the Falcon, because this looks like, you know, from some parts of the trailer, this looks like this is the first scene, the first time Han meets Lando. So I hope it's not too cliche the way they do this. One thing that's really great about this, though, is there's a lot of really good aliens. So you're going to get a lot of cool costumes. You're going to get a lot of cool aliens, and that's fun. I'm really just hoping this movie is fun. I'm not really expecting much out of this movie, but the trailer does make it look pretty cool. So I like the way that they're doing this. I like the way that the whole gambling scene looks. It looks very dark, and you know, and Lando's awesome. You know, we're getting some more scenes, you know, some high society. Emilia Clarke and Han's character. It almost sounds like they have a prior relationship, like they used to know each other when they were younger, maybe when they were kids, something like that. That's what I'm guessing. And then they got separated, and they came back in, and he knew her from, you know, hey, you know, you've changed, etc. So I think that's kind of factoring into this. We get a look at maybe the main villain, Paul Bettany's character, Dryden Voss, apparently, and he's got all kinds of scars all over his face, so he's a little nasty looking dude. This is the Vision. He ain't, not here. You know, typical bad guy. You know, I almost feel like this is, you know, it's gonna have an Ocean's 11 feel to it with this dude, and this dude looks like a bad dude. Not gonna lie to you. We get some more, a little more of the street chase scene. I have a feeling this is gonna be a short scene because they keep showing it. It looks like it's a short scene because we keep seeing so many small little pieces to it. But, you know, new tech, new vehicles, you know, that sort of thing is always cool. There's a whole lot of new scenery and a whole bunch of new terrain designs. Maybe, you know, maybe some people will want to make a street, you know, and industrial kind of fields for tabletop gaming. And this is another one of those scenes that we, you know, that we keep seeing a lot of. This train heist is probably going to be like the biggest scene in the movie because there's so much about this train heist. And here we're getting to see a few more like little, almost look like maybe small helicopters over here. You know, like in the shot to the right. Interesting stuff. They've shown us so much of this, and this is kind of one of the problems that certain movies have nowadays. Is like they give you the whole movie in the trailer, you know, and they're telling us, like, I feel like they're telling me the whole story. Like, I don't feel like I have to go see it, except for it's Star Wars, so of course I you know, have to go see it. But, you know, like, I hate when movies do this. I want to just, all you had to say is, you know, Star Wars, and show, like, you know, a picture of the new Falcon, and you know, Han and Lando and Chewie or whatever, and people are gonna go see it. It's Star Wars. You don't have to do this. You don't have to tell me everything. You know, this looks cool. This is still like on the same planet, right? But you got a very, you know, a very cool looking building there, very tribal looking. I like it. Like some of these locations, some of the stuff you're gonna see in this movie is beautiful looking, but you know, I still. And that's gonna be fun. I just, for some reason, it just doesn't. There's nothing in here that makes me like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Right now, I'm just like, oh yeah, that looks pretty. You know, Donald Glover, I'm sure, is gonna do it really well as Lando. I don't know. I'm still not sold. As much as I love Lando, and as much as I'm looking forward to this movie specifically for Lando, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. You know. I think L3 or L333 or 37 Elite might be one of the best characters in this movie. I like the, you know, you get to see a little bit of her in that she seems like she's kind of a butt-kicking droid, kind of like the HK, you know, from the Old Republic. You know, if she calls somebody meatbags, I'm going to be very happy. You know, L3 might be the best character in this movie. That's possible. So I like a little bit of what they show from L3. This is a really great shot of the Falcon, and you can almost see where it separates right near the front, because this is a particular angle I don't think we've seen in detail before. But you can see like the discoloration on that front piece, kind of where it may separate. So, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see that happen in the film. But yeah, this is a good shot, and I like seeing like where, you know, towards the front as that nose starts to get, you know, this little bit of discoloration where it becomes lighter. That's probably going to be where the escape pod or cargo pod or whatever separates and detaches. So that's kind of cool. Again, more with the train scene. Everybody's wearing goggles on there. It's going to be very, very typical. I feel like this is going to be the Star Wars version of Firefly, even though I kind of thought Rebels to be Firefly for a long time. I think this is going to be like the Star Wars movie version of Firefly, because, you know, there's a great train heist in Firefly as well, and they just show us so many scenes of this. Now, and granted, yes, it's a cool looking train, but I mean, I don't know. There's definitely something to them just showing us so much of it. I loved this shot here of the Falcon flying over. And again, I think this is that desert planet that they showed at the beginning. They show a lot of that desert planet. They show a lot of the train heist on the icy planet, which I think is Kessel. But we'll see. We get a new kind of walker. This is actually, I'm assuming, it's only on for a minute and it looks like it's being dropped down somewhere. Very kind of interesting looking. I wonder, you don't get a really great look at it, but it looks like a little bit like an ATST, but it's not an ATST. The back is different. The forward guns are different. It's something along those lines. It's in the family, though. It's definitely in the family. So that's kind of cool. I like seeing new vehicles and new equipment. And I was excited about this character for a while because I was thinking maybe she was going to be Sana Solo or Sana, whatever her actual name was. But according to like IMDb, her name is Val. So maybe it's going to be one of those things where she turns out it's like, oh, my name is actually Sana, and like I was giving a fake name, and then maybe this is a chick who marries Han Solo, or they faked the marriage or whatever, and it was in the comic books, like she's like, you have a wife all along, and then it turns out it wasn't real, or I don't know, maybe that, but because she looks like her, but I don't think it's going to be her. It'll probably be somebody else. And apparently, we're going to see other Wookiees. Because either this or it's just a really long-haired human. But yeah, Chewie is, and is this Mala? Is this Mala? Because they're embrace, so they make it look like this might be Mala. We know Lumpy is like canon from the books, from the Aftermath books, so it's possible. And we get a good shot of this new tie with the cannons. I think it looks pretty cool. This will probably show up in X-Wing. Pretty cool looking cannon tie. Shooting the Falcon. The Falcon kind of dodging it. So we're gonna get a good space chase. I don't know if it'll be a whole lot of a fight scene, but that will be kind of cool. And there's a little joke about, 100 and something years old. Oh, you look great. You know, it's gonna be some comedy, and it'll probably be funny. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get my expectations up really high. You know, I'd rather just keep them really low and go and walk out of the movie theater saying, you know what, that was actually better than I expected. But again, more on this desert world, or not really desert if there's an ocean right there, on this sandy world. But it looks cool. It looks like a really cool scene. And there's just so many great shots of the Falcon flying over place. Visually, I think this movie is going to be gorgeous. This was one of the highlights, though. The lightsaber brass knuckles, like, they're so cool looking. It's not lightsaber, obviously, but it's like an electrified lightsaber-ish, or light knuckles. I love them. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. How come we're doing every martial arts weapon? I mean, even whips. How come we're doing every martial arts weapon except for nunchucks, when nunchucks are by far the coolest weapon in the game, in the entire universe? And you know, what's going on there? And this is also one of my favorite parts, is Chewie with the goggles. Like, I think this is going to be the next big thing at the next Star Wars Celebration. I think if we don't see at least one Chewie with goggles, then somebody's done something wrong. That looks awesome. And I think that's about all the main scenes. I think I talked about them all. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed with it. But I'd like to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Did you check out this trailer yet? How much is your, on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, how hyped are you for this movie? Because I'm probably about like a 7. You know, and that's pretty low as far as Star Wars movies. I'm still definitely going to see it. But, like, I'll tell you right now, if I had to choose between Infinity War and Solo, I would probably choose Infinity War. And that's weird for me to put anything over a Star Wars movie, because I'm just like, I didn't, you know, I don't feel like this, you know, I just don't feel like there's anything in here for me. You know, I don't really, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I don't want to be a negative person about it. But it's just oh, I do have a giveaway winner to announce too, by the way. So if you're new to the channel, I do giveaways just about every week or so, and giveaway, because I cover gaming a lot. So our latest winner is Lights Camera Sammy. Congratulations, you have just won a $20 Cool Stuff gift card. So go ahead and contact me on the back end of my channel, and I'll get your contact information, and we'll square you away. But yeah, and basically the way these giveaways work is if you're a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos, and you're entered into the next one. So the next one will probably be starting here any day now. So make sure you subscribed, and then you can easily enter in to win. It's as simple as that. So, you know, everybody likes free stuff. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for you. But, yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let's talk about Solo. Try not to be too negative. I mean, like you know, let's talk about things. You can be underwhelmed or whatever, but let's not be, you know, insulting or cruel to, you know, if people feel differently about the movies, that's fine. Let's talk about it, because that's what this is all for, is, you know, let's try to be constructive and have some great conversation. What was your favorite part of this trailer? For me, it was the brass knuckles, definitely. But I'm hoping that we see, you know, and what do you, actually, let me know what you want to see out of this movie. Is there something specific, like, you really want to see? Like, I'd love to see, you know, we're earlier in the Empire, so I'd love to see some other ships. I'd love to see some other capital ships. I'd love to see a Victory Star Destroyer on screen. I'd love to see a Venator. I'd love to see a Dreadnought, or I guess they call him the Wolf now. I'd love to see all of those things. But let me know what you want to see, even if it's in the background of this movie. What do you want? What kind of cameos? What are the things that you were hoping happen? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.